Okay, we're live. So this session is about rhythm. Now, before actually starting, I want to do a little bit of an experiment. I'm going to play something. Tell me what you think. I was trying to deliberately play off key or some kind of random notes while keeping something going on, which is the rhythm. Rhythm is basically time. It's the thing that glues everything together, the notes, right? So rhythm can be something that you probably know, like rhythm guitar, but rhythm is also when you play, it's the space between the notes. So rhythm is basically everything. It's so important. And this session, I'm going to talk about common problems and solutions to these problems. And before starting, I also want to say that I was really bad. When I started learning guitar, my rhythm was really, really bad. It was all over the place. So what I'm going to share with you today is something that really helped me. And I hope that can help you. And yeah, without further ado, I think we should start. So the first thing that I notice is when guitarists, when we play, right? When you play, do you look at your fretting hand or do you look at your picking hand? So most often we look at what we need to play, right? We want to make sure that we play the right notes. Like, okay, I'm playing C, yeah, I'm playing this note. So we pay much less attention to the picking hand, usually the right hand, right? So we kind of take it for granted, although sometimes we kind of see, okay, yeah, we're playing the right thing or not. And the picking hand is very, very important. So one simple solution that you can do is to shift your focus, look at the right hand, again, picking hand, and see what it's doing. And then you can shift your focus, it's your attention to the picking, the hand that is in charge of the rhythm. So that's the first secret. That is something I do with students when I see them live. I see the head turning towards the neck, and then you so focus on what you play, but not how you play it. So that's the first thing I think you should adopt and know about. The second thing is alternate picking or strumming. So you can turn your picking hand into a metronome. It should look like a metronome. I can see many guitarists, again, I've been doing all these things before getting to know the solutions. So I see guitarists play something like this in a very kind of robotic, mechanical way. And it's very common, okay? So if you play like that, don't feel bad. And especially if you're self-taught. So you probably had the habit, and every time you do it, you're increasing the habit. So know that you can, first of all, gain new habits. And then the good habit is to alternate strumming or picking, with a pick, same thing, or even a string. And this is what the experiment in beginning was about. And I'll talk about maybe later. So here's the thing. So if you want to strum, you have to move your hand in the air, even though you're not touching the strings. That will be, again, the metronome. Without this, it'll be very all over the place, right? It won't be on time, won't be on the beat, or with the beat, or related to the beat. So whatever you do, move, right? It doesn't actually matter what I'm playing, if it's, what time signature and so on. It's the thing that will keep me in time, okay? And the same thing with picking. Now, that's more tricky. So you probably think, okay, stop, play, stop. Very, very tricky to feel the rhythm, feel the beat. So what you want to do, again, the same way, you move your hand in the air, even if it's tiny movements. Which is, again, what the demonstration I've done in the beginning. This is the idea. So you have just rhythm, and I'm playing random notes, nothing to do with, you know, scales, theory, and so on. It's the rhythm that holds everything together. And what holds it together is that movement, the alternate movement of going down, up, down, up, down, up. A few technical things about this. I see some players play with the whole elbow, like the whole arm from the elbow, and that's very, very tiring. You know, Green Day, I think, I forgot his name, but he's playing like that, right? If you want to play powerfully, yeah, that's fine. But then, if you don't really care about, you know, which strings you're hitting, if you want to be more precise, you limit it to the wrist or even just the fingers. Okay, you can anchor your little finger, you can anchor your palm and move it like that. And again, the idea is to move it basically left and right, like waving. Okay, we're playing down and up, but it's not down and up like this. It's more sideways, which also helps with the smoothness of your playing. Because if you're just playing 90 degrees, there's a lot of friction and resistance. And if you play a little bit in a kind of 60, 45 degrees, there's less. And it sounds a bit more fluent than, right? Unless, again, that's what you want. You want to create that really powerful effect. So be aware of that as well. The angle, the parts of your hand that play. And so we've done, okay, so looking at the right hand, being aware of it, paying more attention. And we talked about alternate picking and strumming. Okay, so the third idea is something that Al Di Meola, the great guitarist, you can see many interviews and videos of him talking about it. The foot tapping is the thing, okay? If you tap with your foot, you're going to feel the rhythm by not just kind of hearing it, but you feel it, you're stomping on the ground, right? And to get used to it, right? And this is the alternative to a metronome or backing track. You become your own backing track or metronome by giving yourself this beat, constant beat, down, down. And with this, what I'm going to play makes sense, right? If we're going to play with no reference, it's very, very tricky. And in a way, this can replace alternate picking, right? Because I'm playing on the beat, in between, and so on. Or a more powerful way, again, especially if you want to make progress at the beginning, is the synchronization between your down stroke and down when you stomp. Okay, down. And this makes it a whole body experience. And what I'm doing also, I'm nodding, right? So it's like the whole body goes down. And when we go up, okay, so these are the upbeats. And then that's a really great exercise. Yeah. I wanted to talk about the exercise later, but actually this is a good exercise to talk about when you play down, up, right, down, up, playing down, and the foot goes down. And you play up, the foot goes up. And then the exercise, that kind of challenge, is to play against it. So, meaning when the foot goes up, this is when you play. And then that gives it meaning, right? If I'm going to just do this, there's no reference, right? There's no, where's the beat? So you can hear the beat inside, which is the ultimate goal, to have the inner pulse or inner metronome, whatever you want to call it. But you play back and forth, and that will make sense. So this is already kind of a very tactical, practical way of practicing rhythm. So here are more practical things that, again, I think every guitarist needs to know. So first of all, we have strumming, right? So there are two types of strumming that I found, two archetypes, whatever you want to call them. One is based on eighths or quavers, which means if it's a 4/4 time signature, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The hand goes down on every beat and it goes up naturally to strum down again, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So one strumming pattern that I teach all beginners that covers, I don't know, 80% of songs, rock and pop especially, it's this. Maybe you know it already. And again, notice that what I'm doing, I'm moving in between in the air. I can do this. But again, it won't be, it's like in counterintuitive. This is a much more intuitive way, just moving like a metronome. So this is something that is based on eighths, right? That means that we move 8 times in every bar, 1 and 2, right? Meaning, and this is the cool thing, okay? The creation part. So this is where you can create your own strumming pattern. So this is a common one, right? If you want to play like everyone else, yeah, you will sound like everyone else. If you want to be more original, then what you can do is, again, take the same idea. Okay, I have 8 options, and I can just hit some of them and not hit the others, like. Okay, so this is based on da, 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 right? It's a different type of rhythm in the same kind of frame. We have, again, 8 movements in one bar. Yeah, so it will be still kind of something nice, but different. Okay, so this is the 8th type of strumming pattern. And then we have the 16th type of strumming pattern, where we move in 16ths, or semiquavers, by the way, for UK. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 groups of 4. Okay, so you have a longer, it's like 2 times of the eighths, right? You have more movements. It's usually faster, but it doesn't have to be. Meaning you have more options to play with. Again, 16. So 16 sounds like this. When I strum everything. So it's, it's kind of dull. And that's why we have something like, which is based on that. So again, I was moving, and this is a secret to how to get it right. You move in between. There are 16. We can't really count. We can't really think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, you can, I guess, but then it makes it more logical and mechanical. And when we talk about rhythm, it's something we feel. Okay, we want to feel it, and we don't want to count. Counting numbers, maths, emotions, the other side. So I think music is more about into emotions. And also, it's very difficult. I've been teaching it for many years, and it's very difficult to teach someone. I did try it with numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I wrote numbers on a piece of paper, and then you can tap it. It can work, but it's less intuitive, much more intuitive to actually move the hand. And so that was a 16th type of strumming. Again, this is the cool thing. So once you understand the principle, then you can straight away apply it to your playing and create your own strumming pattern based on 16ths. Again, this is more tricky. And the common one is I'm playing, by the way, it's just like open chords, C, G. Nothing fancy. Right? So that's generic. It's good to know it, but to tweak it, you just do it differently. And I have no idea exactly what I played. I know I played in 16 just because I feel it. I'm moving, not thinking, feeling. Okay, so talk about creating in eighths and creating in 16ths. And another really common time signature that I think everyone needs to know, because, well, it's popular. I mean, it's common. You can actually use it to play songs you like, is 6/8. And the most famous example is Nothing Else Matters by Metallica at the beginning. Something I learned, and this is what helped me get what is 6/8. You basically play 6 notes and that's it. This is the end of the bar. What I want to say about 6/8 is that it's counterintuitive, because it's not like you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're counting 2 beats, and in every beat you have 3, let's say, downstrokes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to make it simple, you actually can do downstrokes like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And the important thing about this, to make sure you're doing 6/8 or not something else like 3/8 or 12/8, you play 6 per chord. And this is a great way to divide, and it applies to any time signature. You divide it into the beats, how many beats per chord, and 1 chord equals 1 bar. So I do C, G, and so on, right? That's a good way to feel it, to understand. And one more thing about this and the others, especially the 16th, we group them. In music, we group notes together. You can actually see it visually if you're writing rhythmic notation, you put a line above or below the notes. So in 6/8, we group 3 and 3. So I'm not counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting one group of 3 and another group of 3. And the way to do it is not by counting, it's by giving the first note, the leader, a more important role, to emphasize it. So by playing it louder, 1, 2, 3. Okay, then you're actually feeling it. It's not, if you play everything flat, you won't feel it. If you play the first ones emphasized, there's a lot of movement. It's dynamic. It makes you feel you want to move with the music. And this is the whole thing about music. It's movement. And same thing going back to the 16th. So we have 4, right? 1. Okay, so you're counting the beat by emphasizing the beats, basically. 1 beat, 3 other strums, and so on. So these are the practical things I wanted to share with you. So let's summarize, and I have some questions that people asked me before the session. You can ask me here as well. I think I'll be able to see the comments. So I'm trying to use a new platform, and let me know. I mean, comment, I'll see it. Hopefully I'll see it. If not, I'll see it later. But kind of a recap. First of all, again, rhythm is time. And it's really important, because without time, there's no music. So it's a really important element to really master, to know. And again, like I showed a few times, let me show it again. Doesn't matter what I'm playing, as long as I'm keeping it, it kind of makes more sense. Okay. Second thing I shared is that I was really bad at rhythm, and I learned it, and the way I learned it is by going through the 3 ways I shared with you. Again, one is to actually look, pay attention, shift my focus to the picking hand, see what it's doing, trying to fix the problems as I see it. And the second thing I shared is alternate picking and strumming. And when you pick, move in the air. Move in the air is the secret. And the third one is foot tapping. Okay, so we make it a whole body experience by tapping. And again, Aldi Mueller took it to really great places that we can do maybe a whole session about that. And I shared practical ways of practicing it, meaning 3 or 2 time signatures or meters for your sake. 2 types in 4/4, right, based on 8ths, which is, that's it, 8 movements per chord, and 16, twice as long. I right? Kind of long, very long. Usually good for ballads and stuff. 6/8, which is also good for ballads. Right, you probably know a few songs that are based on that kind of thing. And I also emphasize the idea of emphasizing the first note of each group of notes. Okay, emphasize the first note of a group of 3 notes or a group of 4 notes or anything else. This is really key, because if you go to kind of more odd time signature like 9/8 or 7/8, this is the key. Okay, again, I don't think I want to go to this direction now, but yeah, know that this is the foundation. This is really, really important. Okay, now again, the questions I got so far. Oh, yeah. So what is the difference between picking down and up? Like, is there actual difference in how it sounds like? And I think yes. Because, I mean, naturally, we just move differently. And this is actually really important for strumming more than picking, like one single string. It's really, you can really hear it when you go down, right, from the low to the high, and from the high to low. There's a big difference, right? And some guitarists actually prefer, even, you know, against what I said. Okay, what I said is the foundations. And then you can do whatever you want. You can break the rules, and some of them actually do the upstroke on the 1, like up, not down. Again, if you have the rhythm, sense of rhythm, it works, but it just sounds different than, right? So there's a whole big difference when you strum. And in terms of picking, yes, there is. It's less apparent, but there is some kind of, for example, some guitarists I know play a bit louder when you play up. So there's some kind of dynamic. It's you kind of playing quieter and louder, quite loud. Or the other way around, right? You could do the downstroke or down peak louder and the up stroke or peak quieter. Right? You're emphasizing different positions of the notes over time with them. I would say that obviously there's a difference. I'm playing fingerstyle as well. So with different fingers, we play up. And it's kind of the same thing. We're creating a dynamic variation by switching between fingers. Something is very, very subtle, but there is a difference. So that was the first question. The next question was how to figure out strumming pattern by ear. This is a really great question, and I hope I answered it with everything I shared so far. Because you have, what I shared is the 3 main types in music. Challenge me if you find something else. But if you understand 8ths, 6ths in 4/4 and 6/8, you're covering most things. So unless it's something that is odd, then you have to find out. And how do you find out? Which is the next question, I think. But first of all, hopefully that's clear in terms of figuring the strumming pattern by ear. And actually, I'm going to connect it to the next question, which is how to figure out the beat and also BPM, which is another thing. So what we want to do is, first of all, find the beat of the song. BPM is beats per minute, how fast the tempo, how fast or slow the beat is, or the distance between the beats. So first of all, when you listen to a song, you want to find the beat, okay? And if you want to find what the BPM is for this, there are metronome apps. Let me see if I can show you. That you can tap like this. And it tells you 80. It tells you what the BPM is. So you can actually find the BPM of a song by tapping the beat you hear. Now, which instrument depends, of course, on the song. If there's drums, it'll be easier to understand. Dum, ta, do, do, da, like if it's a rock beat. If it's a guitar, you actually can look at the hands going down. These are your beats. Okay, hopefully that helps. And I think I answered these questions. Yeah. If there are more questions, or if you have any comments, comment below. I'm not sure if I can see it again. If you did comment. No, I don't think there are comments. I hope hope I'm not wrong. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to say is that, again, this is especially for self-taught guitarists that never had a session with a teacher and so on. You can learn a lot from YouTube, and this is something you can't really learn because no one is watching you. I mean, this applies to anything on YouTube or other, platforms where you just do it on your own. The only way to help and correct guitar players is to actually see them live or a video to see the movements. Okay, for me, it's enough to see how you move your hand to know if your rhythm is good or not. And so this is my offer for you. Take it if you want or not, or don't. I want to hear you. I want to help you with your rhythm. So if you're not a student of mine, that's okay. What I can do is I'll post a link or maybe comment, and then I'll reply a link where you can send a video of you playing. I'll ask you a question about rhythm and I'll reply. I'll give you my feedback. I have no problem with doing that. I'm happy to help. So yeah, that's my offer for you. If you have any problem with rhythm, or if you're not sure how to do something, you basically send me a video of you playing, because again, otherwise, I mean, we can talk for hours, but if I can't see and hear you, I can't help you. So that's the only way. So you have to send me a video. Or another option is to book a quick guitar chat. I'm happy to do that as well. So if you need any help, I can see you live, and usually what I can do is fix it there and then. Again, my offer for you. I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it valuable. Let me know in the comments, or let me know in the message. So basically I can say that you can reach me via email, which is udi@udiguitar.com. And I'm very active on Messenger for Facebook, Messenger for Facebook. I will send the link basically, but you can search me, Udi Glazer, on Facebook. And yeah, I'm gonna do this live session, I think, next week as well. My plan, so far I've done it every Thursday at the same time, because I like doing it live. And what you can do is subscribe if you like this content. So then I think you're going to get a notification when there's a next live, and there's more content that you can see I upload, and I'm trying to be more active here as well. So thank you so much for watching, and do share with me your videos if you like, and yeah, keep on playing and creating great music.